Hey, Kahr 45 here. I look like a cicada, right? Actually, that's what that is you're looking at. It's one of our noisy little friends you've been hearing a lot in our videos this summer. Seems to be a good summer for the little rascals. This one I picked out of the air with the 380, the P380 Kahr. You know, with probably 200-300 feet in the air, but you know, that's not much of a task for me. Actually, just kidding. We did find this guy near the shooting table. Thought you might want to enjoy a close-up of him or her or it. But that is what you're hearing. Have lots of those around, you know, lately. We put them in our salad and pretty tasty. But you don't get to catch many of them. What we're actually doing is comparing, and actually that's one reason we had him down here. We thought he would be a comparison for size too. This is going to be, let me tell you what we're doing. We're doing the Kahr P380 Chapter 2, okay? And again, I wanted to start out by reminding you of the size of this gun. And this is the Glock 27, the smallest Glock. You know, Glock 26 and 27 are the baby Glocks. They are as small as it gets. And again, a reminder, this little P380 is very small, essentially the same size as so many of the other little pocket 380s, the Ruger LCP and the TARs, and there's just so many of them. SIG makes some nice ones, there's just a lot of them. But it's just very small, and it's a diminutive little rascal. And it's amazing to me that with my large hands that I can actually shoot this sometimes reasonably well. Because it is a bit of a challenge. It's not easy to shoot, I'll have to say, but it's just big enough that I can. And that's what we're going to do today in Chapter 2. We do mostly shooting, a little bit less blabbing maybe. And for those of you who are familiar with cicadas, we thought maybe that would make a nice comparison too. So we'll get him out of here and put him in the salad after a while when we eat supper. So what we're shooting, I shot up all my 380 except for 2 or 3 boxes of some Blazer brass I found somewhere, and so that's what we'll be shooting. I happen to have 3 magazines total, so we'll do a little bit of reloading, but we're going to just shoot. All right. And for those, again, this is a 380 caliber. Kahr P380 is the model, and you've seen close-ups, and we have a video on this gun. You can take a look at it if you need to, if you've not seen it before, and then look at this one afterwards perhaps. So we've got 3 magazines. The magazines hold 6 rounds, so it's a 6+1 gun. It's a double action, and as I have pointed out with the Kahr, this and the PM9, you are supposed to put the magazine in and then release the slide lever, and that's what puts it into battery reliably so far. It doesn't feel like a Glock. With a Glock, you can rack around in, and even slowly, and it'll just go right up, suck right up into the chamber, and it just feels like it'd go in no matter what you did. The Kahr doesn't do that. However, it seems very reliable, very reliable. I have fired since you've seen this gun last in a video. I was calculating about, I don't know, maybe 10 more magazines or 15. I've shot it 2 or 3 different times. Shot today a little bit, so it's had some more rounds through it, and it's still not malfunctioned. So I don't know what the round count would be now. Maybe I kind of lost track of this one. I've been shooting so many other guns, but it's up there where I've shot several boxes through it, and it's done okay. So no malfunctions at all so far. We may have one today, but we haven't had one yet. All right, so let's just do a little shooting. What we're going to do is shoot some steel here and play around, and just move around and throw some lead. So it's hot. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. It's a different feeling gun, but I'm gradually getting used to it. Not bad at all. Everything seems to still be working. while I'm reloading here, here are a couple of holsters that I've been using. The DeSantis Nemesis I have shown you before. That's a very common holster, but it's a good holster. It's a pocket holster. This other one is from Alabama Holster Company, and it's a nice little holster. They sent me that. I don't know, it's been a while. Kind of like it. It's got a little lip on it. Let me show you how that kind of an interesting little design. And you can also use that to just, you know, kind of push the holster, and as you pull the gun out. That's kind of interesting. Been using that lately, but they're both nice holsters, and those are the only two pocket holsters I have for this gun. Again, the magazines hold just 6 rounds. Magazines are pricey for these little guns. I actually bought a third magazine because I misplaced one. I won't say lost. I misplaced it. I knew it was around somewhere, but I was without it for so long. They were, it happened on the trip to Charlotte to the NRA convention. I stuck it in a camera bag or something, and make sure I wasn't carrying anywhere illegally, even a magazine. And I stuck it in the camera bag, and I just totally forgot. Had been looking everywhere for it. So, but we rounded it up, found it. We're again another hot, humid day here in Middle Tennessee. It's up there on the high 90s, and with the humidity to match. But we keep shooting. Doesn't really matter. All right, let's take a few more shots. Now, one thing we've set up here, I don't know, we're just fooling around. This is again chapter 2, where we just mostly shoot. But I would fool around and see if the 380 will go through a 2x4. So let's do that while we got some ammo here. Went through, hit the plate. That's why we put this smaller plate up there. It seemed to make more noise, and you could tell easier if it hit it. So anyway, went through this is a treated, I guess full cut 2x4. You can see the back side of that. It splintered that out, ripped it up some. So 380 is not a 44 Magnum, but I don't want to be in the path of one, I'll tell you that. And I'm out of ammo. Doesn't take long to run out, does it? One thing we have not done is, just for kicks, taking a couple of shots out at long range. You know, it's hard to pull a gun out here on the range and not shoot at the gong or something, and we'll probably have to do that. We even have a watermelon, a couple of watermelons we may take a couple of shots at, see if these 380s will blow one of those up. Now, if you notice there on the racking one of those in for the first round, it did seem to want to hang up a little bit. I don't know. That's the first time I've noticed that. But that was on the, I guess when I changed magazines or on the first round. But by and large, she's worked really well. So we'll see. One thing you want to do if you ever have an issue with a semi-automatic pistol is mark the magazine that you ever have any trouble with. Many of you know that already, and then kind of track it. If you start noticing any kind of issue at all, sometimes it will be only with one particular magazine, and so you always want to mark those. If you notice people in shooting matches, they'll have their magazines usually numbered on the bottom, that sort of thing, so they can either change out the springs or eliminate that magazine altogether. So anyway, let's take a couple of shots across the hill. Let's get really brave with this long range gun. go for a pig. Lots of fun. It doesn't matter what size the gun is. It's fun to just plink around with them at different distances. I'll put in a few more rounds here, and then we'll wrap up with, oh, I don't know. I'm not sure what we'll wrap up with, but we'll shoot a couple more rounds and then call it a day on this baby. But again, for those of you who are not really familiar with these guns, they're about as small as you can get in a little gun like this. They will actually operate and fire a cartridge that is considered the low end in the defensive area. And of course, I'm just shooting hardball, although that's what some people carry in these things. I want to make sure they get the penetration over anything else. But there are a variety of good defensive rounds for the 380, and it is becoming more available now. I've noticed you can actually find 380 ammunition. Okay. So we'll take a couple shots. We might even shoot at old Mr. Watermelon there in a minute. I'll save a couple of mags for him. I wonder what a 380 will do to a watermelon. I don't think I've ever shot one with a 380. Oh, not bad. Oh well, not too dramatic, but you know, what did that take, 4 or 5 shots? Let's see if we can do better than that. I really didn't like how long it took. Life is good.